tell you something. Skip Bayless is a freaking idiot. Yeah! Hey, what up everyone? It's Matt Mamba, and just for context, I'm filming this video in my basement with no air conditioning. It's currently 93 degrees out, and that opening sequence where I jump into the pool, I'm not going to do that until I finish all of this rambling in front of these hot lights. So, I'm just cooling off just imagining the opening of this video that you guys watched. Alright, let's talk about Skip Bayless being a freaking idiot. Most of us at this point know Skip Bayless as a character, and no longer a reliable sports TV figure. He sold out being a respected, incredible figure in the sports world to star in these debate shows where he says clickbait things to anger sports fans on social media and make his animated co-hosts give over-the-top objections to his terrible sports takes.
What is it, $8.5 million that he made last year?
Are you on drugs?
Donate it to charity.
Are you on drugs?
I want to hear what you
This
think.
is my time, Skip,
Come
baby.
on now.
Don't you do this to me.
Shannon's mouth.
Every time I come in here, I'm going to unbutton my jacket like you. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys, Joy Taylor?
So this video right here is actually directed towards those few people that still take Skip Bayless seriously for some reason, and to Skip Bayless himself. Skip Bayless really wants the best of both worlds. He still wants to be respected by his peers and all the athletes that he talks about, but he also still wants to say all the ridiculous over-the-top things about these all-time great athletes, which is the reason he gained all this notoriety and fame, which was from bashing LeBron James, bashing Aaron Rodgers, praising Tim Tebow. It's these kinds of things that gave him his fame, but he still wants that respect, which, pick a lane, guy. If he would just accept what he's become, I wouldn't have to make this video. But since he still wants to be taken seriously and be respected, I guess I'm going to have to showcase you guys the top 3 moments that show you why Skip Bayless should never be taken seriously. Let's just get right into the first moment that I want to show you guys.
For real?
I'm still here.
For real, Skip? Is this what we come to?
What is happening?
Is this what we come to, Skip? This is embarrassing.
I don't know what to say.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I am back. What it do, baby?
Okay, so this clip perfectly encapsulates 2 things about Skip Bayless. First, you can hate him for all the disrespectful and stupid takes he has in sports, or what he's done to sports talk shows in general, but you have to admit, Skip Bayless is a showman, and he has some truly hilarious moments like this. The second thing that this clip encapsulates is truly how obsessed he is with LeBron James. He literally picks his favorite teams and players in the NBA based on who poses the biggest threat to take on LeBron James. From the time he started on TV on ESPN till about 2016, his favorite team was the San Antonio Spurs, with his favorite players being Tim Duncan and Kawhi Leonard. Now, he says he's been a longtime Spurs fan, so I had no problem with this. But then, around the time the Spurs dynasty finally comes to an end, Kawhi Leonard has a messy departure from the Spurs, which Skip publicly bashes him for.
Because I don't trust the 2 complimentary stars in the biggest moments. I don't trust
Kawhi ain't no
Leonard.
complimentary star. Stop saying that.
He's not
a
a number
superstar.
one. He is not a superstar, and you know it, and I know it. He got exposed this year.
But do you think that's
You know what? I've used you. You were one of the first to say he is going to win the MVP. Yeah. You predicted that. He crumbled under those expectations. He had a bruised thigh, and he played 9 games with it? Are you kidding me? He quit on that team.
All of a sudden, who becomes Skip's new favorite player to root for? Kevin Durant, who just joined the Golden State Warriors. Now, Kevin Durant was someone Skip was a fan of when KD was still in college at Texas and his early years for OKC, but once KD established himself as arguably the greatest scorer in the game, Skip was very critical and unfair towards KD, kind of like how he has been towards LeBron James.
And I say, once again, Kevin Durant, congratulations, you are owned by LeBron James. Have fun in next year's NBA Finals, finishing second again. I'm defining greatness intangibly. 4th quarter intangibles that I'm no longer seeing in the great Kevin Durant. And I put quotes around great. I'm talking about the great, I mean this literally, Tim Grover's definition of greatness. Remember his 3 levels of superstardom? In his book, you have the cleaner at the top. You have the closer in the middle. You have the coolers at the bottom of the superstar category. Cleaners don't have to show who's in charge. Everyone already knows. Now, that mid category, where I now put Kevin Durant, closers stand in front because they need to show who's in charge. A little different. So, if you ask me, name 3 dudes I would take above Kevin Durant, I'm still taking Dwayne Wade over Kevin Durant. He's still in my cleaner category. I'll put LeBron just off 2 rings in my cleaner category by definition of today's superstardom. I'm going to keep my man Tim Duncan in that category. So I've got 3 right there. I'm about to put Paul George in that category. And if I might, I'm also seeing them south of San Antonio in the city of Houston. James Harden is a bad man. This is all above Kevin. And Damian Lillard is starting to threaten that category, also above Kevin Durant. So I named a whole bunch of dudes, but I gave you 4 that I definitely would put up there above Kevin in the cleaner category.
So what changed? The only thing that changed is now KD and the Warriors pretty much became the only team to pose a threat against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then Kevin Durant goes down with an unfortunate Achilles injury in the finals. So who does Skip Bayless go to as his new guy?
I am back! What it do, baby?
And just like Kevin Durant, Kawhi was a player Skip started off a fan of, then started to criticize him. Then, when he becomes the likely obstacle for LeBron James, Skip is suddenly in love with him again. Oh, come on, man. It's not fair to assume Skip Bayless liked Kawhi Leonard only because of LeBron James.
Kawhi Leonard! You used to be my favorite player, and I must admit it here publicly. You started to win me back. My heartstrings started to tug when you said no to LeBron James back in July. You bamboozled the king. You took your talents to the Clippers. I loved it.
I freaking know what I'm talking about, alright? Shut the heck up! Our second moment is a culmination of 2 moments that I connected a few years ago when I actually made another video all the way back in 2017 counting down Skip Bayless's top 10 worst moments ever. And if you want to watch that video, I'll put it in the iCard, wherever that is, and I'll also put it in the description if you want to check it out. These moments showcase Skip Bayless's ability to contradict himself and also do the things that he accuses his co-hosts of doing all the time.
Okay.
But he's top 5.
Skip Bayless.
I also consider this question blasphemous because Derek Jeter does not belong in the same breath with my top 5 Yankees, and I'm sorry.
Make your point.
What do I always caution our viewers against? Being prisoner of the moment, of trying to crown the latest greatest.
So Skip Bayless doesn't think Derek Jeter's a top 5 Yankee. I have no problem with that. There's so many legendary Yankees players over the years. I can understand not having Derek Jeter in your top 5 simply because there's just so many to pick from. So I got no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is Skip Bayless saying the people that do have Derek Jeter in their top 5 Yankees of all time are just being prisoners of the moment and basically have recency bias. Well, let's flash back to Skip Bayless about 4 years ago and see what he has to say.
Is Derek Jeter now, with 3,000 hits, the only Yankee ever to do that, is he in the top 5 Yankees all time?
And I'm with you that Derek Jeter belongs on the list just because of the 3,000 in a Yankee uniform.
This was filmed 2 days after Derek Jeter got his 3,000th career hit. Skip Bayless himself became a prisoner of the moment and did the exact thing that he accused other people of doing just 4 years later when they put Derek Jeter in his top 5 Yankees. I mean, that you can't write a more ironic statement to this. I mean, I need a picture that perfectly symbolizes what this Skip Bayless moment is all about. Ironic. This last moment is another combination of a few moments that represents the absurdity of Skip Bayless and his master clickbait skills. All of his terrible Tim Tebow takes.
What if this game comes down to the last 2 minutes? Which quarterback you got? You taking Tebow or you taking Brady? Seriously, Stephen A. Smith. In all objectivity, just looking at the cold, hard facts, I am taking Tim Tebow. Because numbers never lie. And the number that I'm hanging my hat on is his QBR in the last 9 minutes. Is off the charts and easily the NFL's best. How can you argue with that?
That's what Aaron Rodgers did.
Yeah, you know what? I'll even take Tim Tebow 1 game for my life over Aaron Rodgers. I would, honestly. I don't even care about the great Brett Favre. I'll take Tebow over Aaron Rodgers. I've seen more from Tebow so far.
So he'd take Tim Tebow over Tom Brady in the last 2 minutes of a game, and then he'd take Tim Tebow over Aaron Rodgers for 1 game for his life. Do I even have to explain how idiotic that is? And on top of all of that is this trash.
Just gut feeling. Tebow has become the most polarizing athlete in the history of American sports. Now, I can't speak worldwide, but I'm just from what I know here.
What?
And I'm talking loved and hated to extremes, two of the most extremes I have ever experienced.
Now,
What he does and the things that he causes around him, just the things that happen around him, almost independent of him, off the charts. We can't stop talking about them because they're so intriguing. They're so provocative.
Okay.
They're always so debatable.
may I interject?
Polarizing.
I got you. Muhammad Ali. To me, no one comes close.
It's close. Now, again, being a couple of years older than you, I lived through that time.
Yes, sir. Understand.
And I can only speak for my small circle of white friends. Nobody hated Muhammad Ali.
The government was against Muhammad Ali. The government. The United States of America was against Muhammad Ali. The United States of America.
Skip Bayless thinks Tim Tebow is the most polarizing athlete in the history of sports. More polarizing than Jackie Robinson when he first came into the MLB. I mean, Tim Tebow got a few people mad on Twitter because he was a little overly religious during football games. But, you know, Jackie Robinson, when he first got into the MLB, was getting death threats in the mail like I get Pizza Hut coupons. He was having teammates and freaking opponents refuse to share the field with him simply because of his skin color. But, Tim Tebow, he wrote some biblical verses on his little eye black there. That's more polarizing. Or how about Muhammad Ali, who also for religious purposes was also very polarizing when he refused to take part in the draft during the Vietnam War, citing religious reasons for the reason not. And, you know, the U.S. government got mad and a bunch of people in America got mad. It was a big thing. But you know what? That's not as polarizing as Tim Tebow. You remember when he took a knee in prayer? That was a little more spicy for the freaking general audiences to take care of. Freaking Skip Bayless, you're a genius. You know what you're talking about. I don't even know what I'm saying. All right, so that's pretty much the 3 moments, or I guess 3 topics that show you guys why you should never take Skip Bayless seriously. And I don't want to hear Skip Bayless hiding behind the fact that he's on a debate show, so he's just trying to over-exaggerate his points because it's a debate, or maybe take a side in the debate just for the simple purpose of doing a debate show. I don't want to hear that, because when it comes down to actually debating and not just going over your rehearsed points that you have on your papers in front of you, you freeze up and you don't have any counterpoints. You just kind of skip over what your co-hosts say with their counterpoints and you just move on to the next bullet point that you wrote on your freaking piece of paper. These trash points that you continue to regurgitate on air every single day of your life.
But I thought Drew actually outplayed Aaron Rodgers because Drew slightly outplayed him by completing, look at this, 29 of 36 by Drew Brees. Is that good? That's 81%.
Yeah.
Does that work? And he threw for 288 yards, right? Mm-hmm. To 283 for Aaron Rodgers. So 5 more yards. And Aaron only completed, here we go again, only 66% of his chance.
Only 66.
So what
about degree of difficulty? That's the term you like to use, the degree of difficulty which he's completing those.
So this game turned on one play, and it wasn't Drew Brees' fault.
I mean, did you guys witness that? That is some wicked, sick debating skills right there. Some truly riveting television right there, folks. All right, we finished yelling in my hot basement with lights coming at me. I'm at Mamba. I don't know how to close videos. Frick, I gotta find an ending to this frickin' video. Gosh dang it. Alright, so this is actually pretty good timing. As I was thinking of a way to end this video, I checked the mail and I actually got a package, and this was something I ordered off of eBay a few days ago. This was like a mystery movie bundle that I got for like $5. It was super cheap. It comes with 1 Blu-ray and 3 DVDs, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing what's in here. What? Yo! No freaking way. Okay, so we got That's So Sweet Life Hannah Montana on DVD. Is that not good enough? How about Hannah Montana Living the Rockstar Life on DVD? Wish Gone Amiss. Corey in the House, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And Hannah Montana. Oh, you can't live life without Hannah Montana, Life Switch and Make It. That's 4. I thought you were only supposed to get 3. And then you got a Blu-ray of Hannah Montana the movie. Dude, I get it was only $5, but it's all Hannah Montana movies. What? What? Oh my god. Dude. Alright, definitely leaving 5-star positive feedback on that transaction. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Matt Mamba. I'm sweaty. I don't know how to close videos. Bow! Skip Bayless is a freaking idiot. Yeah! Holy frick, I'm wet. Dude, this is a dry fit shirt. A fat guy in a wet shirt. This sucky ain't coming off for another 3 days.